Chosen one, have you ever felt exhausted even after a good night's sleep? It's not like ordinary tiredness. It feels deeper, something beyond the physical, doesn't it? That sensation of carrying an invisible weight, a burden that never seems to disappear. And the strangest part is that even after resting, the fatigue returns. Heavier, more present. What you are feeling is not simple fatigue. It is the weight of a mission that was chosen before you were born. You carry a purpose that goes beyond what your eyes can see. Your spirit is in motion, but your body has not yet matched the rhythm of that journey. It feels tired because your soul is already running ahead, walking in a time that has not yet arrived. Remember Elijah, the prophet. He felt this same exhaustion. After fighting with all his strength, he collapsed, wishing for his life to be taken. He was not defeated, but overwhelmed. And God, instead of rebuking him, sent an angel to feed and restore him. That story reflects how you feel. It's not weakness. It's being weighed down by the destiny heaven planned for you. This fatigue cannot be cured with sleep or physical rest. The rest you need goes beyond a simple pause. You need a reconnection with your true essence, a time of silence to allow your spirit to be restored. That is something only the divine can give, because it is your soul that is in motion, while your body still struggles to keep pace. You carry within you a purpose that cannot be measured in days or hours. Sometimes the weight of destiny becomes so great that you feel you can't bear it anymore. But know that this is normal for those who are called to something great. Fatigue is not a sign of failure, but an indication that you are on the right path. Your spirit is growing, expanding, and your body, no matter how strong, cannot match that speed. The feeling of being overwhelmed is a reflection of your connection with something greater. It does not mean that you are weak or incapable. On the contrary, it is a sign that you are being shaped for something magnificent. Those who are chosen feel this weight, for they are called to a mission that demands surrender, patience, and deep faith. And you are exactly where you need to be, even if your body needs more time to catch up with your spirit. Have you ever noticed that you often feel more tired than most people? The explanation for that goes beyond simple physical exhaustion. You are not living only in the present. Your soul is connected to many other layers of time, and that demands more from you than you can imagine. You carry within yourself memories and responsibilities that do not belong to this life, but to other dimensions of existence. The fatigue you feel is caused by the timelines you carry. Your body is trying to live in the present, while your soul is already connected to experiences that have not yet happened. The human mind cannot fully comprehend this, but your spirit can. You have already experienced on some level everything you need to know to complete your mission. Yet at the same time, your body is still trapped in the present time. The Akashic Scrolls hold the experiences of all your past lives, the choices made, and the destinies that are still to come. Your soul already knows what it needs to do, but your body is trying to adapt to all of it. And in that process, it becomes tired, overwhelmed. You are not just living the now. You are living multiple realities at once, which places an immense weight upon you. This burden is not a punishment, but a spiritual inheritance. When you feel this fatigue, heaven is reminding you of your true origin. You are not just a human being limited by time and space. You are an ancient soul, connected to the universe and to infinity. The fatigue you feel is a preparation. It is the weight of the prophecy being formed within you, ready to manifest. Sleep cannot cure it, because what you carry is not physical. It is spiritual. The exhaustion you feel is the reflection of a spirit in motion, of a soul carrying responsibilities that others cannot even imagine. It's as if you were in the womb of something greater, gestating something that is not yet ready to be born. Every step you take, every struggle you face, is a step toward your awakening. And the fatigue, as uncomfortable as it is part of that process. It is a sign that something grand is about to arrive. And as you move forward, you begin to realize that this fatigue is not a curse, but a preparation for what is to come. The world cannot see it, but you can feel it. You feel the weight of the spiritual responsibilities you carry, and that is what makes you different. That is what makes you chosen. You wake up, but the fatigue remains. You sleep through the entire night, and when you open your eyes, it feels as though the weight of the hours has grown even heavier. You feel that something is wrong, but you can't explain it. What's happening to you cannot be treated with ordinary rest. The fatigue you carry is not simple exhaustion. It is the mark of a divine purpose. Many choose not to notice these signs. They prefer to ignore the truth, convincing themselves that tiredness is just part of ordinary life. But for the chosen ones, these signs are impossible to ignore. When you start to feel that you are more tired than most people, that your energy is drained easily, it is a sign that you are carrying more than most could ever bear. You may feel a weight, not only on your body, but also on your soul. You might feel drained in environments where others seem revitalized, while everyone else lives their routines. You feel as if you're carrying the world. Often, you withdraw from large crowds, not because you want to, but because your energy is exhausted by the energy around you. The chosen one feels this in a unique way. You are not like the others. When you lie down at night, your spirit is still working. It continues to travel, to seek answers, to resolve matters that have not yet been fully understood. You dream of battles, conflicts, challenges, and when you wake, you feel as though you truly lived those moments. This happens because your spirit is active all the time, even while you sleep. In addition, the emotions of others also weigh upon you. The chosen one has heightened sensitivity. You feel the weight of others, absorbing their anxieties, their frustrations, their pain. Even if you try to keep it away, the truth is that you carry the burden of the world. It is not uncommon for you to feel as if you are fighting battles that are not yours, or that your energy is being drained simply by the presence of certain environments. If you are feeling this way, know that it is not a coincidence. The chosen one carries a heavier destiny, a greater mission, and that demands much more energy than usual. Your soul knows that you are being shaped for something magnificent, and this process of formation is exhausting but necessary. Do not blame yourself for feeling tired. Instead, see it as a sign that you are on the right path. Your fatigue is a reflection of the work your soul is doing. It is also important that you recognize your limits. Don't force yourself to move at the same pace as others. You are in a different process, and that requires patience with yourself. Don't try to understand everything at once. Prophetic fatigue comes to remind you that your journey is unique, and that the rest you require is not the same as others. Embracing this tiredness and understanding that it is part of your mission is the first step toward finding peace and renewal. Throughout history, many prophets and chosen ones have gone through this same fatigue. Moses, for example, experienced a moment of extreme exhaustion when he declared, "I cannot carry these people by myself." He was overwhelmed, not only physically but spiritually, bearing the weight of a mission that seemed impossible. But God did not reject him for his exhaustion. Instead, God sent help, strengthening Moses so that he could continue his mission. Jeremiah also experienced this fatigue. At one point, he even declared, "I will no longer speak in his name," Such was the weariness of his soul. But despite his words, something within him continued to burn. The fire of the mission could not be extinguished. His fatigue was merely a sign that something greater was being formed within his spirit. And of course, we have the example of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, a moment when he, sweating drops of blood, expressed his exhaustion and anguish before the mission he was about to fulfill. The pain and fatigue of his soul were so great that he asked if it were possible for that cup to pass from him. Nevertheless, he surrendered, and victory came after the great fatigue. This example of Jesus teaches us that the fatigue of the chosen is not a sign of defeat, but of preparation. Even the Apostle Paul, known for his spiritual strength, confessed his fatigue. He declared in one of his letters that they were burdened beyond their human strength, to the point of despairing of life itself. But in the end, Paul was not defeated. His mission was not interrupted by fatigue. It was strengthened through it. He learned to live with the weight of the mission, understanding that fatigue was an essential part of the process of transformation. These biblical archetypes are not merely ancient stories. They are clear examples of how prophetic fatigue manifests in the lives of those who are chosen. Just like Moses, Jeremiah, Jesus, and Paul, you too carry a weight that goes beyond the physical, and this fatigue is a prelude to victory. The weariness you feel now is preparation for the great spiritual fulfillment that is to come. The fatigue of the chosen one is a common experience among all those who carry a divine mission. Make no mistake, you are not alone in this process. The pain, the exhaustion, the tiredness, they are all part of the transformation you are undergoing. The victory you seek will only be possible if you go through this process of wear and renewal. This is what the great spiritual masters, including the prophets and apostles of the Bible, experienced in their journeys. They too were tired, exhausted, but ultimately they were strengthened by that very experience. The fatigue that the chosen ones feel is the reflection of a profound transformation. Although the world may see exhaustion as a weakness, for the chosen, it is a sign of evolution. Every wave of exhaustion felt, every inexplicable tiredness, is the preparation for a new level of consciousness, a process of purification that takes place on the spiritual plane. It is as though each burden carried is shaping the chosen one, sculpting them into becoming a stronger, more aware being, more aligned with their divine mission. Many times, the chosen go through moments of great weariness without understanding the true reason behind it. However, what many do not realize is that this tiredness is preparing them to fulfill a greater purpose, something that can only be accomplished once the soul is completely ready to handle the responsibilities that come with this divine calling. Fatigue is not a sign that something is wrong, but rather that transformation is taking place. This process of transformation requires an adaptation of both soul and body. Fatigue is a form of purification, a way for the body to adjust to the intensity of the spiritual energies that the chosen one carries. The more the chosen surrenders to their mission, the more challenged they feel. But each challenge is a step toward their true nature. They are forged in the fire of spiritual experience, and that experience, though exhausting, is what prepares them for the great task that is to come. The chosen, in essence, are being prepared to lead, to guide, to be light in a world of darkness. Transformation does not occur easily, but through difficulties, sacrifices, and challenges. This process of purification strengthens the soul and makes the chosen capable of manifesting their purpose with greater clarity. The fatigue they feel is, therefore, a seal that they are being shaped for something greater. True transformation does not happen in moments of rest, but in moments of effort, struggle, and overcoming. As the Chosen One passes through difficulties, they become stronger and more aligned with their divine mission. Fatigue is only a part of the process of growth, and by overcoming it, the Chosen One reaches a new level of spiritual power. Spiritual fatigue, as already discussed, is a reflection of a much greater process taking place within the Chosen One. This process goes beyond simply resting or rejuvenating. It is part of a continuous cycle of spiritual expansion. As the Chosen One draws closer to their true mission, they begin to feel a deeper connection with the universe and with the spiritual planes. Each difficulty faced by the Chosen One is a step toward prophetic expansion. Pain, suffering, and exhaustion are signs that something new is being revealed. Something deeper is emerging. With each cycle of fatigue, the soul of the Chosen One expands, preparing itself for a more significant role within the divine plan. Prophetic expansion is not a process of perfection, but of acceptance of the divine calling and the inner work it requires. Fatigue not only reflects the weight of the mission, but also the growth of the Chosen One's spiritual capacity. When the Chosen One faces exhaustion, they are being taken to a deeper state of understanding and wisdom. The energy required to expand the soul comes from the effort of facing life's difficulties, and in doing so, the Chosen One develops a stronger connection with their divine purpose. Prophetic transformation occurs when the Chosen One recognizes that their fatigue is not a sign of weakness, but of their connection with the divine. They understand that pain and suffering are not obstacles but opportunities to align with a greater mission. Every piece of exhaustion is preparation for an increase in spiritual capacity and for the fulfillment of the purpose they came to accomplish in this life. It is important to understand that spiritual fatigue is, in truth, part of the awakening process. It is not a sign that the Chosen One is failing, but that they are being shaped to become a greater force in the world. As they adapt to this weariness and learn to overcome it, they become more capable of fulfilling their mission, of bringing light to others and being the presence the world so greatly needs. The spiritual exhaustion that the Chosen Ones experience is not a burden, but an opportunity to strengthen the soul. It is a process of development and alignment, where physical and emotional weariness is a reflection of internal, profound, and necessary work. For the Chosen One, overcoming this weariness is fundamental not only to fulfilling their mission, but also to expanding their consciousness and capacity to serve the divine purpose. The first step to overcoming spiritual exhaustion is to understand its nature. Unlike ordinary physical tiredness, which can be solved with rest or medical care, spiritual fatigue requires a deeper understanding. The Chosen One feels exhaustion because they are dealing with intense layers of spiritual energy, and these energies are not always easy to process. The body, no matter how strong it may be, needs time to adjust to the divine flow that the Chosen One carries. This process of adjustment can be compared to an alchemical transformation. Just as gold is purified by fire, the soul of the Chosen One is refined through difficulties, weariness, and pain. Fatigue is not a sign of failure, but of deep work being done. Every moment of tiredness, every sensation of overload, is the universe preparing the Chosen One for the great mission that lies ahead. This inner work involves many aspects, emotional, mental, and spiritual. The Chosen One must learn to deal with the internal pressures that arise while carrying such a great destiny. The second step to overcoming spiritual exhaustion is to accept the process. The Chosen One often feels misunderstood, as the people around them have no idea of the weight they carry. There are not enough words to describe the spiritual weariness that comes from bearing not only one's own life, but also the pains, missions, and challenges of a soul that came to fulfill something greater. The chosen one must accept that this tiredness is part of their path and that it has a purpose. Resistance to the process only increases the pain. Instead of fighting against fatigue, the chosen one must allow themselves to feel it, acknowledge it, and then learn from it. An important aspect of this process of acceptance is understanding that spiritual fatigue is a reflection of growth. The chosen one is not being weighed down by unnecessary burdens, but is being prepared for the greatness ahead. Many times, pain arises because the chosen one is approaching a new phase of their journey. It is at the moment when they feel the deepest exhaustion that the next level of their mission is about to be revealed. Fatigue is a sign that something great is being prepared to unfold in their life. The third step to overcoming spiritual exhaustion is to seek balance. The chosen one must understand that, although the mission demands much from them, they cannot lose themselves in it. There is a delicate balance between serving the purpose and caring for oneself. Many chosen ones fall into the trap of thinking they must carry all the weight alone, and this leads to deep and dangerous exhaustion. To maintain energy, it is essential that the chosen one finds moments of rest and recovery. These moments are not signs of weakness, but of wisdom. Finding balance also means knowing when to say no. The chosen one must learn to protect their energy. Many times they are called to help others, to carry the pains of the world, but it is necessary to discern when that is truly needed and when it becomes an unsustainable burden. Seeking balance also involves nurturing one's own soul, whether through meditation, prayer, connection with nature, or even moments of silence and introspection. The chosen one cannot give others what they do not have. If they do not take care of themselves, they will become empty and unable to fulfill their mission. Moreover, finding balance means aligning with the greater purpose and trusting the divine plan. The chosen one is not alone on their journey and must learn to trust that even in moments of greatest exhaustion, the universe is working in their favor. Trust is a powerful force that can transform weariness into motivation. By surrendering to the divine flow, the chosen one finds the energy necessary to continue the journey. Finally, the fourth step to overcoming spiritual fatigue is the practice of resilience. Resilience does not mean rigid resistance, but the ability to adapt to adversity and continue moving forward. The chosen one must learn to be flexible and find new ways to deal with pain and fatigue. This may sometimes mean pausing, stepping back for a moment, but always with the awareness that continuous movement toward the mission is what truly matters. The chosen one should not view fatigue as an enemy but as an ally, something that is teaching them to become stronger, wiser, and more aligned with their divine purpose. Every step toward fatigue is also a step toward victory. Every challenge faced, every exhaustion overcome, is a reminder that the chosen one is on the right path. By going through this, the chosen one discovers that true strength does not come from the absence of fatigue, but from the ability to keep going even when the body and mind seem to have nothing left. True spiritual strength is perseverance in the face of difficulty, the ability to continue despite exhaustion. The chosen one is called to be more than a spectator of life. They are called to be a transformer, and that transformation begins within. In every moment of weariness, remember, you are being shaped. You are being prepared for a great purpose. What you carry is not light, but it is powerful. Keep walking, because every step, even the most exhausting one, is bringing you closer to who you truly are. The path of the chosen one is filled with challenges, and the spiritual weariness that many face is not a sign of weakness, but rather a mark of their journey. Each exhaustion carries a deep lesson, a process of transformation happening within you, often invisible to the eyes of the world. It is in the moment of deepest fatigue that you are being prepared for the great mission ahead, an important step toward your divine purpose. The true strength of the chosen one lies in the ability to keep going, even when the fatigue feels unbearable. It is through persistence that you grow stronger, and through resilience that you find the power to fulfill your mission. Your journey may be lonely and full of challenges, but know that every weight you carry has meaning. It is not a burden. It is an honor. Throughout this journey, never underestimate the importance of self-care. Seeking balance, trust in the divine, and practices of renewal are essential for you to continue with clarity and energy. The purpose you carry is greater than any temporary pain or exhaustion, and every sacrifice you make contributes to the strengthening of your spirit. Now, I want to hear from you. What has been the greatest challenge on your path? How do you deal with spiritual fatigue in your journey? Leave a comment and share your experience. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to keep moving forward. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more content like this. Content that can help you transform your path and achieve your purpose.